Hey guys, the Bears Fan 06 here, and today I have for you the fighter breakdown. My opinion on this event's current fighters. There is only 3 that we'll be talking about because the rare has been in the game for a while and he keeps being re-released. We are going to skip over the Yeti first. I'm going to go out of order here. This breakdown is going to be quite a bit different than what we're used to. The first we're going to go to is the Fire Guru single target lady, Asipiyaka. Yes, we're gonna go with that. She is a prize for the brackets, which is awesome. It turns out she's actually very good. She is Pyro Elite, and we found out today or last night, one of the two, that she has a 2 cooldown at 0 out of 5 and a 0 cooldown at 5 out of 5. So let's go over to the graph here. So we're going to compare it to the best single target guru in the game, the lizard wing of electric sword dude. So she is better basically in every aspect, which is awesome. So we got a new queen of single target gurus, and she has 206 more HP, 145 more attack, 96 more defense, 591 more wisdom, which is the important part, and 564 more agility, which is nice too for outspeeding other fighters. Like I said, we found out today she is a 2/0, so which is awesome. So they didn't troll us with her and make her a horrible cooldown. Good news is she's going to be fairly readily available because she is a bracket prize, which is awesome. She's a very good guru for anyone, whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. She is perfect. She's literally the best guru in the game. Bonus is she'll be probably fairly expensive, so if you're a new player and you want to try to build something else, good news, she should sell for a good bit for each epic. So you can go ahead and sell her off for a good amount and use that to buy some other fighters that you need, maybe get 2 or 3 fighters. So she should be fairly expensive, even though she's fairly high quality. Because she is fire and a single target guru, there'll be a fairly high demand for her, as well as her being the best STG single target guru. So guys, great fighter. Honestly, this is probably the best event we've seen in ever. In my opinion, all the fighters are great. Even the rare is good. The rare, I've used them for HP fodder. When I want to spend cheap HP fodder, the rare is what I go with. So let's move on to the next one. We are going to skip the Yeti still. Like I said, here's the rare. He's good HP fodder. Not bad. I think it's like, what, 365 HP. I superfused them into my fire exploders. Next we're going to talk about Dread. Dread is the amazing paid build fighter who is literally the best fighter in the game, hands down. Honestly, I don't even have to compare him to anyone because he's literally the best fighter in the game. There's no doubts about it. He has single-handedly destroyed the market. Everyone is selling every fighter they possibly can for bidders to try to buy him. Nubu's prices, Uma's prices, Phil's prices, all those drop by at least 100 bidders. All the legendary prices have tanked. I've seen Nubu as low as 250, 260, something like that. I heard someone got one for under 200. I've seen 2 out of 2 Nubus sell for under 600. Even though it's super fused. Literally, people are selling everything they possibly can to buy this fighter, and I am going to compare him to Nubu, so let's go over and I'll show you why I'm comparing. Alright guys, the reason why I'm comparing him is because Dread's base stats are literally better than Nubu at 2 out of 2. What that means is Nubu has 327 more HP, but what matters is Dread has 1,443 more attack and 2,144 more defense at 0 out of 3. Just a single Dread is better than a 2 out of 2 Nubu. One Dread is better than a 2 out of 2 Nubu. Wisdom is minus 55, agility minus 175, no one cares. Cooldown is 2. Nubu 2 out of 2, his cooldown is 2. Literally, Dread is better than Nubu at 1. What that means for Dread is he's going to cost anywhere from probably 700 to 1,000 bidders a single one. So, I honestly, the market being slammed so hard and everyone selling, I think it's a mistake. It's a buyer's market to buy good fighters, because once people realize that not many people are going to be willing to sell their Dread because of him being such a good fighter, the ones that are willing to sell are going to want a fortune for him. So honestly, If I had a dread, not saying I do, not saying I don't, just because I have more paid videos coming out. If I did, I would theoretically want 1,000 bidders for him, at minimum. I would not sell them for anything less than that. So that's what I would sell them for personally. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that have dread that would agree with me that wouldn't sell them for cheap at all, considering one is better than a Nubu, and before the market tanked, Nubu at 2 out of 2 was literally like what, 800 to 900 bidders, if not more. So really, guys, this is really only for advanced rich players, or if you got lucky during paid build. I've heard a lot of people get him on paid build just doing 2 steps. So if you got $4 to spend, I would recommend doing at least 2 steps, because it's worth a roll of the dice, because I saw multiple posts of people got him on step 2. As we know by now, I did not get him on step 2 or step 3 or 4. But seriously though, if you can spend $4, it's worth the risk, because if you get them and you need fighters and you're a beginner player, you could sell them off for a fortune and basically build a whole team. No joke. So he's amazing. That's all there is to it. He's just amazing. In case you were wondering, I do have his 2 out of 3 stats. The reason why you want his 2 out of 3 is because his cooldown becomes 1 at 2 out of 3. There is no reason, in my opinion, to take him 3 out of 3. He just gets slightly more attack, as you can see, slightly more defense. His stats barely go up for fusing another one. If you fuse a 3 out of 3 after we figured out that his cooldown doesn't go down to 0, do not fuse him to 3 out of 3. There's literally no reason to. It's not worth it, because the 2 out of 3 gets the 1 cooldown. That's the biggest thing you want, is the 1 cooldown. There's a minimum stats difference, as you can see, like 900, roughly 1,000, another roughly like 700, and 100 and 100. So literally fusing a 1,000 bidder legendary into an already existing 3,000 bidder one, there's really no point to do it. So if for some reason you buy 3 of them and you're going to fuse them, which I personally wouldn't, I'd keep 3 single ones and have an epic single swipe line. If you do want to fuse them and you got 3 of them, do not get a 4th and fuse it, because it's just not worth it, in my opinion, because the cooldown doesn't change, barely any stats difference. I know this is what everyone's waiting for to talk about him. He is ridiculously amazing. He looks really cool too. Not much to say. And let's go on to the Yeti. The Yeti is the leaderboard prize. The Yeti is also amazing. He is now the 2nd best legendary in the game, behind Dread. And I'm going to do what I've never done before, and I'm going to compare the Yeti to Dread, because there's no one else to compare Yeti to other than Nubu, and I'm not going to do that because we don't have all of his stats yet. But I just want to show you guys how the Yeti compares to Dread, leaderboard versus paid, so let's take a look at that. So here we go. We got the Yeti and we got the Dread. The Yeti is a defensive one, as Dread is the attack guy. It's kind of like Uma and Audric. Uma was the defensive, Audric was the attack. The Yeti is the defensive, Dread is the attack. The Yeti has 1261 more HP, minus 3,666 attack. Defense, he has 1239 more, minus 171 agility, minus 171 wisdom, minus 187 agility. Those two don't matter. The key is the first 3. These fighters, the key is always the first 3 for these two. Yeti is amazing. Earth, Ice, Quake, all elite, awesome. I would assume he would still have a 2-to-1 cooldown. We can assume whatever we want. We know that doesn't mean anything with DNA, because the turkey and the ghost Dark Cry looking dude from the leaderboard from the one event, so they like to throw curveballs at us. But I would assume he would be 2-to-1. If he's 3-2, he's still good. He's still amazing. But little harder to get, kind of. Not really. I don't know how you want to look at it. I mean, anyone can get Dread. To be totally honest with you, anyone can get Dread if you want to spend money. If you have a credit card and you're rich, or you don't care and you take your parents' credit card or whatever you do, and you just spend a bunch of money, you'll eventually get a Dread. It's gonna happen. There's no way around it. You will eventually get a Dread. The Yeti you can only get from leaderboard prizes, so you have to rank high in the leaderboard, or you have to purchase one from someone. So the Yeti, in my opinion, is more difficult to get. His price will not be as high as Dread, and Dread will be massively higher. Unless for some reason the Yeti has a 0 cooldown, then he would be better. We would sell for more, but the odds are he will not. I would guess 2 to 1, 3 to 2 if they really don't like us, even higher if they really hate us. But the Yeti, damn it, sorry, I couldn't even pause the thing by the time that came out. Yeti's amazing, Dread's amazing, the Fire Girl's amazing, the Fire Demon is amazing, rare HP fodder. Overall, best event we've ever seen, in my opinion. I vote this #1. I haven't played the game since its inception last December. I did start in May, so I did only miss a few events, but I think we can all agree this is literally the best event we've ever seen. And it kind of makes me worried to see how the rest of December is going to go, because they still have more to go. I believe their anniversary is coming up, so I'm sure there might be something cool then. And we also got, for people that celebrate Christmas, they have the Santa Claus, who could be ridiculously high-powered in stats. I don't even know. Overall, this event, guys, every fighter is good for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The legendaries are honestly for rich, advanced players. Sorry, new guys, unless you spend money, a lot of money, these 2 legendaries will be out of your reach for quite some time. Because they're going to be insanely expensive. The Fire Guru, if you can get her from the bracket, advanced players, if you need another single target guru, way to go. If not, she is amazing trade fodder. You will be able to sell her for quite a bit, I'm assuming, because she's literally the best STG in the game. And as he does, you can always sell them for like 10 bidders for 5 out of 5. So typically, so not a bad deal either. That's it for the fighter breakdown, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. Thanks, guys.